2015-237. Through the fiscal year 2015 emergency management preparedness plan.
Resolution 2015-223 is a resolution of the City Council of the City of Civic, Washington, authorizing the mayor to sign a contract with the Department of Emergency Management.
Questions from council?
I did have one question.
Okay, Councilmember Kay.
This is a 50% match. How did we budget for that this year?
By labor, you can go ahead and.
This is the fifth year of the grant, and we do it all, anything related to emergency management, we get credit for, and in 4 years, we've not paid anything monetarily. We do it through training, and with the help of Auburn, we're rewriting our plan this year. That'll take a lot of time.
Okay. Any other questions from council? What's council's pleasure?
Make a motion to approve resolution number 2015-223. Second.
Okay, Councilmember Kay, would you like to speak to your motion? Okay, Councilmember Putnam.
Nothing further.
All right. Any further comments from council? Comments from the audience?
If you don't mind, I'd rather stand here and not put any germs over there. Jean Fancher, 37248 55th Avenue South. I recall from the workshop that this is a purchase of, was it 11 cameras?
Yeah, I don't know the number. I don't think we gave that out.
The contract document, I think it says, it's more than 10, probably. And these are surveillance cameras. And I'd just like to know if the city has established a policy for surveillance cameras of public areas, and how this choice was made when we do have issues with hazardous materials going through town, and it has, I feel money might be better applied to education and communications with the residents on how to evacuate, or what plan would do, or something other than more than 10 surveillance cameras. Thank you.
Any further comments from council? And then we'll call council. Councilmember Garberding? Aye. Councilmember Cave?
Aye.
Councilmember Oliveira? Aye. Councilmember Putnam?
Aye.
Councilmember Stagger?
Aye.
Councilmember Walker?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next item on the agenda is resolution 2015-225, authorizing the surplus of 11 laptop computers to the city police.
Yeah, the resolution is to surplus these computers, which are many years outdated and of no use.
Okay, questions from council? Seeing none, what's council's pleasure?
Move to approve resolution 2015-225. Second.
Councilmember Putnam, would you like to speak to your motion?
Stockpiling computers we don't use is silly. Let's get rid of them.
Councilmember Case.
Free up some space to store some other stuff.
Any further comments from council? Councilmember Stagger.
The only thing I have to add is, let's just make sure that there's no data left on these computers. Somebody who really is computer savvy knows that they are properly disposed of.
I believe this was discussed at the workshop that the hard drives will be pulled.
Well, I know it was discussed, but I just want to.
Sure. Further comments from council?
Question. Do we have a data destruction policy around recycling and getting our laptops? Do we know? I know that we're going to shred the hard drives, but policy, do we have something?
I don't recall a policy.
I don't either.
Can we send that to the governance committee? Give you guys some today?
Actually, policy, it should just be
This just comes to council.
an advice from technology committee to mayor.
There you go.
But
That's what the technology committee.
Can we make sure that makes its way onto our agenda?
However, following up on our earlier comment, I think we might also want to send governance question
Regarding surveillance cameras.
cameras.
That one as well. So technology, be looking at cameras, policy on cameras.
Governance or technology still as well?
No.
Governance is looking at one, we're looking at the other.
All right. Further comments from council? Comments from the audience? Seeing none, roll call of council, please.
Councilmember Cave?
Aye.
Councilmember Olivera?
Aye.
Councilmember Putnam?
Aye.
Councilmember Steiger?
Aye.
Councilmember Walker?
Aye.
Councilmember Gerberding?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Next item on the agenda is resolution number 2015-226.
This resolution allows the mayor to execute interlocal agreement with King County for the use of the electronic fingerprint capture equipment.
Questions from council? What's council's pleasure?
I move to authorize resolution number 2015-226.
Second.
Okay. Councilmember Kay, would you like to speak to your motion?
Yeah, it's a quick and efficient way of trying to identify someone and having this available to us versus having to do it the old-fashioned way. I think will make us more efficient and save us some time and money in the process.
Councilmember Sutton.
And then sure beats trying to fund our own system.
Further comments from council? Comments from the audience? On it?
Thank you, Mark. I didn't come with prepared comments, except while I was looking for something else on my computer yesterday, I discovered the comments that I made regarding this issue 6 years ago. And it was interesting because I raised several concerns like you just raised about the cameras and about the security data and what happens to this information, what are the policies and so forth. Several council members at that time asked those questions and were told, I don't know, I'm not sure, I'm sure there's something. I'm curious, what are the policies about this information gathered? I got it if you're guilty that you're in the system. But what about if I'm just picked up and my fingerprints are run? And I didn't do nothing. How long do they stay? Who do they get dispersed to? Those are my information. What happens to my biometrics? What are the policies? This information, where is it shared? Who has access to it? Who gets it? If I just go in, I can't quite imagine this, but if I decide to get a carry permit and I get my fingerprints done, what happens to it? Where do those go? That's your role, to get that information. I encourage you to get those policies if they exist. If they don't exist, why don't they exist? And find out where those information sit. At that point in time, the curiosity was, are they shared with ICE or not? Trent, you probably remember that question. And we were told we don't know. 6 years have passed. I encourage you to ask those questions. And 6 years is time enough to find out. Thank you.
Thank you. So, is there a policy in place that, since you've been using this system?
Almost every agency in the state uses a system, and APHIS has guidelines as to what they're used for. If a person's not doing anything, they don't get fingerprinted. And if you get a gun permit, one copy, well now it's not copies, but when the information is transferred to the state and one to the FBI, and they store those in their databases.
Okay, so are you saying that we follow the state or the guidelines that are set by the state?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Under what circumstances would I, just say me, would be fingerprinted using this system? So if I'm pulled over, if I'm placed under arrest, when would my fingerprints be run?
if you were arrested, it would be, we call it administrative booking. We don't take you to jail, book. We do it through the fingerprints and a citation. And that doesn't include traffic. It's gotta be a criminal offense.
And that would be, that's the same procedure as if we weren't using this system. It would be done with pen and paper, ink and paper.
Correct.
So what happens to those fingerprints of that? Let's say I'm under arrest or something, or what you just said, and my prints are run, what happens? What's that process?
The same, one card goes to the state of Washington, their database, and one goes to the FBI. And APIS is a county-based system. So, it's their machine, they get the information, gets used to identify people.
So the process is the same regardless of which form of
Yes.
fingerprint is taken?
Yes.
So if I'm not convicted, do my prints stay in the system?
I believe so, but I don't know the answer to that, for sure.
I can actually tell you that, yeah, they do, mine are in there several times, it's required as a part of the background check for some of my professional licenses, that I be fingerprinted and background checked, and they go through that system. In fact, the last time I had it done was here, it's very convenient, and yes, they do go into the system and stay there, so if I ever do something I shouldn't, there I am.
Yeah, my understanding is once your fingerprints are in the system, they're in the system to stay. Even if you're found innocent later, it doesn't matter why, how they got there, they're there. And once they're there, they stay there.
Further questions from council? Let's council, or roll call council, please.
Councilmember Case?
Aye.
Councilmember Ellsworth? Aye. Councilmember Putnam?
Aye.
Councilmember Steiger?
Aye.
Councilmember Walker?
Aye.
Councilmember Gerberding?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is the consent agenda.
Mayor, I just need to say one thing. The council asked me when I was going to surplus that Chevy pickup.
Sure.
I did take it out to Auburn Chevrolet, and they did a diagnostic, and their estimate was about $3,800 to get it running the way it should be. So if I could get some guidance from the council.
Maybe Clint wants to buy it.
Well, and that, I think what's the best thing to do is just put it on the workshop agenda for next week and have a discussion with council.
Okay.
And so, and if you can provide the information, the estimate, what they say the repairs are that need to be taken place, that would be great. We'll get it on the agenda for discussion.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. All right, so the next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
So moved.
Second?
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, being no further business, we are adjourned.